Ghost cities are cropping up in Japan. People are deserting cities like there is no tomorrow. And guess what? The capital city of Tokyo is to blame. Hi and welcome. You're watching India's World. We discuss geopolitics here. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more interesting videos. Tokyo is home to roughly one tenth of Japan's total population. Around 140 million people live in the city. Now, what will happen if a massive earthquake hits Tokyo, or what if a deadly disease breaks out in the area? This will wipe out Japan's economy as well as the country's social stability. So, the government is now literally paying people to leave Tokyo and settle in suburban and village areas. The Japanese government will now pay every family more than 10,000 USD per child if they choose to leave Tokyo once and for all. As per media reports, it is an attempt to reverse decades of demographic decline, economic migration, and the lure of the world's biggest metropolis. Overcrowding is a major problem in Tokyo. A whopping 6,000 people live here per kilometer square. Despite this, Japan suffers from a great birth problem, and the government seriously needs to encourage the Japanese to have children, otherwise, the population will decrease more and more, hindering economic growth and needing more and more manpower. But those are not the only problems. With a large population flocking to Tokyo, a lot of ghost cities are popping up in the country. Many cities are becoming deserted and abandoned because the population from the countryside is migrating to the capital. Tokyo is the city of opportunities, as they say, the desire of many young people and even foreigners. In Tokyo, you have access to everything you need. This led to massive overpopulation in the city. Here, schools are overcrowded. There are long waiting lists for daycare and preschool. At the same time, industries out of the main city, located in suburbs and villages, are dying a slow death. The regional economies are dying as they suffer from a lack of human resource and falling consumption. That is a double whammy for the Japanese economy. Some reports indicate that the lack of skyscrapers in Tokyo is also a major factor behind the population explosion in the city. Tokyo still has a lot of housing space. The fact that it is expensive ends up crowding even more and more people into small spaces. If you ask why are rent apartments and houses in Tokyo expensive, the simple fact is that most of Tokyo is small buildings and houses, while gigantic skyscrapers are expected. High prices also make people live far from work. Many of them still take the train on a very long journey, wasting precious time. If the focus of the Japanese were to create taller buildings, prices would be lower and perhaps even more space. But the shortest route for the Japanese government to solve this overcrowding problem is to encourage people to leave the city. This will also help the country's birth rate go up. Japan's baby cohort is also shrinking more rapidly than previously forecast. In 2021, the number of births in Japan fell to just over 800,000. Forecasts based on the first 9 months of 2022 suggest that the number will have fallen to below 800,000 for the first time since records began in the late 19th century. This is an existential threat for Japan. Now, what do you think? Can the Japanese government solve this issue by offering people money? Leave a comment in the comment box. I'll see you there.
India's World, telling the right side of the story.